Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host, T. is Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanstradamus, aka Blanchy Kruger. And today's title is America Second, Mayor Zohran Mamdani. America Second, Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Now, I posted a video a couple of days ago, I guess yesterday it premiered, and people on the video were accusing me of being anti-Semitic, and they were proving my point. If a person disagrees with a government or a government official, politician, leader, cabinet, if a person disagrees with how someone is running something, that doesn't make them anti-Semitic, because what you're saying is that what they are doing is perfect and it's not up for critique. And that was the point of the video. They're saying either you support this or you're anti this, and that's wrong, because they're using that as the basis for canceling and infringing upon free speech. But I want to be clear. I don't believe in anti-Semitism. I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in xenophobia. I don't believe in homophobia. I don't believe in transphobia. In fact, I believe that most people are not victims. In fact, I will say that the world has very few victims. And the people that are truly victimized, you don't see them on TV. The people that are truly victimized in this world, you don't see them on TV. So calling me anti-Semitic only proves my point. I think about Israel as much as I think about Topeka, Kansas. I don't really think about it. I only think about it when it comes to things like Benjamin Netanyahu getting on TV saying he wants to take over TikTok and Twitter or X, and then take over the media. Then that's when I have a problem with this so-called Israel thing, because it's all being done under the guise of anti-Semitism, or what they like to call the far right. And again, I don't believe in anti-Semitism. But the difference is, if I don't believe in racism, guess what? I'm not condemned. But if I don't believe in anti-Semitism, now I'm condemned. And the Bible says that God's no respecter of person. So guess what? Neither am I. The Jews need Jesus, just like the Muslims, just like the Catholics, just like the Christians, just like the Buddhists, and just like myself. So disagreeing does not automatically mean hate. And when you all do that, you create things like Zohran Mamdani. This is what you create. You create this environment where people, it's obvious to see that if I disagree with something, I'm going to be canceled or anti. That's wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. To even expect people to agree with you 100% of the time is insane. It's narcissism. So again, I don't have a problem with Jewish people. No, I take that back. I got a problem with everybody. I got a problem with the bliggities, the jiggities, the higgities, the illegal miggities, the wiggities. I got a problem with everybody. But I'm not going to exclude a group of people because I'm afraid of the backlash. That makes me a coward. But listen, I love you all, and I love everybody. And if we all want to be on that olive tree, we have to have faith. So if you want to be on that olive tree, if you don't have faith, the branch will be broken off. If you don't have faith, the branch will be grafted in. So the tree represents faith. If you don't have it, you will not be on the tree. It's just that simple. Anyway, I love y'all, and I want to get started. So today's title is America Second, Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Now, the problem with America First is, America First is very much white. And America First is a very powerful ideology. So the fact that there is an America First, it's already going to be under attack because of what it represents. It represents Western values, Anglo-Saxon Western values. White people, patriotic, country-loving, God-fearing white people. That's what America First represents. And that person, the white person that is God-fearing, that loves their country, loves their family, that white person is the biggest and greatest threat. So no one likes that person. I don't care who you pick. No one likes that person. Let me say what's up. What's up, everybody? What's up, Tierra, Mika, Ashley, and Moni Sincere, and Miss One of One? What's up, y'all? Let me just get on IG real quick.
This is a theater production, but the important thing to understand about the theater is that
she's talking about Erica Kirk. And what I don't understand is people know this stuff looks crazy, but they don't want to say it for fear of being canceled. Even Candace Owens is backing off of Erica Kirk. I was accused of being a Candace Owens supporter, a Tucker Carlson supporter, and a Nick Fuentes supporter. I was accused of this. First of all, I only watch Nick Fuentes clips or Tucker Carlson's clips. I don't sit down and watch Nick Fuentes or watch Tucker Carlson. And Candace Owens, I rarely watch her stuff. It's rare. So to say that I support these people is insane. I believe they're all psyops. That's why I put in my thumbnail, I gave Tucker Carlson a CIA tattoo. So how are y'all seeing my thumbnail but thinking, anyway, you all have been propagandized by what I'm going to call the Jewish media or the anti-Semitism propaganda. So now the things I said 2 years ago that weren't a problem, now they're labeled as anti-Semitic. So I never said I supported any of these people. These people are content to me. And if it's something good, I'm going to post it. If it's something to learn, I'm going to talk about it. If they say something I agree with, I'm going to say I agree with it. But to say that I follow and support, Candace Owens is a content creator. She is not a threat to the right. And let me tell y'all something right now. If Candace Owens can destroy the right, then the right is doomed. If Nick Fuentes can destroy the right, then the right is doomed. If Tucker Carlson can destroy the right, then the right is doomed. Why are y'all mad at 3 people and not the masses of people that would follow them? You're penalizing them because they have influence. There are people that talk way worse than them and are way more informative than them, and you don't know who they are, so you don't care. You only care about them because they're popular. But if these 3 individuals can destroy the right, then the right is finished anyway. It's over. It's a wrap. So Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, because they exist, doesn't give anybody the right to infringe upon people's free speech nor cancel them. I don't agree with that. You don't have to watch Candace Owens. You don't have to watch Nick Fuentes. You don't have to watch Tucker Carlson. You don't have to watch them. This is voluntary. So to take something that's voluntary, but give it a mandatory cancellation or give it a mandatory free speech infringement, I don't agree with it. People are watching them because they want to. Because they want to. So you can run around and saying because they hate Jews, and the more you say that, the more folks going to listen to them. Instead of having an honest conversation, the more you all say they hate the Jews, anti-Semitism, the more folks going to listen to them. Because people in America hate being told what to do. They do. People in America hate being told how they should think and how they should act. Just is what it is. So the more you tell somebody that they're anti-Semitic for believing this or watching this, and you're going to get more of it. Instead of just saying that these people are allowed to have their opinions. People say all kind of crazy stuff to me on social media. I don't want them canceled. People came on my page in that video disagreeing with me, calling me anti-Semitic. Now, what y'all agree with is them coming on my page and me blocking them forever. That's what y'all agree with. I don't. I have a public platform for everybody to speak on, and I don't block anybody unless you're trying to sabotage the account. What's up with the shirt? The shirt is Michelle, Kamala, Keisha, Stacy, and Tamika. You know, just a propaganda shirt, that's all. Just a propaganda shirt to go with my Marxism Kills shirt. What's up, y'all, on IG? But let's get into it. And these are just my views. I don't hate anybody. As a believer, I am instructed to love everybody. So I love everybody. I pray that everybody receives salvation. Okay, let's get started. Let me see if I can.
You're a liar.
I want to say it very clearly. I will not defund the police.
Lie.
I am in favor of defunding the police.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Oh, wait, another lie.
I was speaking about Zerafui, my father's cousin.
Doesn't wear a hijab.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety.
Maybe he's telling the truth on this one. Oh, wait, nope, lie.
The struggle for Palestinian liberation was at the core of my politics and continues to be.
I am not, and nor have I ever called for the legalization of prostitution.
You guessed it, lie.
You support decriminalizing prostitution?
Yes, my fundamental belief that sex work is work. I would be happy to work with the president and the administration.
Lie.
We need to be doing here in our city is to end the chapter of collaboration between City Hall and the federal government.
I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to police speech.
Lying again.
There are consequences for speaking up in favor of apartheid.
So just find out who you're voting for before you vote who you're voting for.
And again, it's so so the only way to cure this problem is you're either going to have to take away people's rights or compete in the marketplace of ideas, the free market of ideas. It's going to be the only way to fix this. The only way to fix this is to either take away people's rights or compete in the free marketplace of ideas. And so this is where we are today. We're in an information age and everybody has access to information. And I told you all 2 years ago, I said they're showing you what's going on in Gaza, but they're not showing you what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. There are two wars going on at the same time. They only talk about one of them. Talk about one of them. Why? Why are they only showing you one war? Why is it all this footage of this? You got to ask these questions. Because why is the character question? Why are they only showing you Israel and Palestine? Why are they not showing you Russia, Ukraine? And I'd argue that the Russia-Ukraine war is worse. Why is the character question? You have to ask why. And when somebody asks why, you saying that they're anti-Semitic, you sound ridiculous. Why? The same way people said they showed Charlie Kirk getting shot on purpose, unfiltered on social media, is the same way they did when it came to Israel and Palestine. They show you unfiltered images. The question is why? Why do they want you to see this? Why do they want you to see that? And they don't want you to see what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, or what's going on in Sudan or Nigeria. They're showing you Israel, Gaza, Palestine, but they're not showing you anything else. Atrocities happening around the world, they're only showing you one. Why? But me asking why isn't anti-Semitism. It's me asking why because it doesn't make any sense. And I told you all what they were going to do was they were going to show you all these images, get everybody upset. I said this 2 years ago. They were going to show you all these images, get everybody upset. You're going to go online. They're going to say your outrage, anti-Semitism. Then they're going to circle back around and take away free speech. I said this 2 years ago. I won't get credit for it. Nobody asked me, Blanche, why you say that? What made you say it? Nobody's going to ask me that. You know what they're going to say? I'm anti-Semitic. Even though what I said 2 years ago is coming true now, I'm anti-Semitic. So again, you all can play this game if you want to, but the world is a stage, and you better be sure that you have a relationship with Christ. You need to be able to see what's going on. And we are all being played. I don't care what they tell you, we're all being played. This is a well-orchestrated play. We're all sitting back here watching and enjoying, eating popcorn and drinking soda. So I don't hate anybody. But to say I can't ask a question is insane. To say what's funny is the right were the conspiracy theorists just a couple of years ago. The right, they were conspiracy theorists just a couple of years ago. Now the right doesn't want to hear any conspiracies. Ain't that ironic? Just a couple of years ago, the right was all about conspiracies. A couple of years later, if you believe in a conspiracy, you're anti-Semitic. If you think Charlie Kirk was set up, you're anti-Semitic. If you think Erica Kirk is a horrible actress, you're anti-Semitic. It's silly. Just a couple of years ago, the right was known for conspiracy theory. In fact, I have a cup right here from a couple of years ago. You know what it says? This is how bad the right was a couple of years ago. Earth is not flat. Vaccines work. We've been to the moon. Chemtrails aren't a thing. Climate change is real. Stand up for science. That's how bad the right was a couple of years ago. Now the right is saying no more conspiracies. Now the right is saying no more conspiracies. But they were literally making things to go against the right. Look at this. Earth is not flat. Vaccines work. We've been to the moon. Chemtrails aren't a thing. Climate change is real. Stand up for science. That was the right a couple of years ago. Now the right's like, no conspiracies. Everything is face value. Right. Casually conservative. You can be called racist for saying the earth is flat. It's insane. But the problem is that you all created this monster. You all did. You all created this monster. You did. Because in the marketplace of ideas, in the free marketplace of ideas, instead of you all having conversations, you spend all this time condemning people because they disagree with you. As if I'm supposed to agree with everything about a person. So you mean to tell me if I have family members that are criminals, I got to agree with the crime because I love them? You mean to tell me I can't love Jewish people and not like the Israeli government? You mean to tell me I can criticize Joe Biden, I can criticize Donald Trump, I can criticize the federal government, I can criticize the government and still not be called anti-American? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And all they're going to say is, I'm anti-Semitic. Let's continue.
More than him?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, how come?
Would you run away from her if you saw her?
Yes, definitely.
She's kind of attractive, though, isn't she?
No.
No? Are you gay?
I'm not. All the MAGA women have that bizarre look to them.
Oh, really?
Do we look bizarre?
No, you don't look like you belong on Fox News. So,
Oh,
no.
we're both MAGA. I'm
Oh,
a
really?
lesbian. Yeah, I'm a lesbian. She's black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
Why do you think we voted for Trump?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but enjoy Zohran as your next mayor.
Wait, what's your favorite policy of Zohran's?
All of them.
Which one? Just name one. They don't have one because they don't know one. They don't know.
As soon as you come out as a Trump supporter, the tolerant left is no longer tolerant.
He said all of us look bizarre, and then he said that we didn't look bizarre. It's like,
What?
which is it? Trump girl or Mamdani?
Who's worse
Yeah.
for NYC? I mean,
Like, who are
for
you
sure,
more scared of?
Trump girl, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You'd run away from her on the street if you saw her?
Oh, God. Wearing the hat? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Scary.
A little, yeah.
What's your favorite policy of his?
Favorite policy? This is, you said the worst of two evils. I think a lot of his policies are a little like the, school principal promising like free Chick-fil-A lunches for everybody.
Thank you for saying that.
I don't know that all of them necessarily have the infrastructure behind them to be real, but I also hope that pushing for more progressive policies, that you're able to come back and find a middle ground that's a little more evenly balanced, Yeah.
Free buses, rent freeze, those types of things. How is that going to be possible? Because who's going to pay that bus worker over there if it's free?
It's a good question.
You know the answer?
We have to run.
The answer is our taxes.
Taxpayers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
See, you're smart.
Smart guy.
All right, bye.
Are you gay?
Now, I want to say that this guy right here, he's a liberal, but he's sensible. Like, you can have a conversation. This is what I'm saying, right? So everybody is not in this either or. Either you're this or you're that. There is nuance in humanity. This guy's a liberal, but I guarantee you can have a good conversation with him. Like, he'd be respectful, intelligent, make good points. You may not agree with him, but he'd make good. So again, it's not just this whole either or. It's just not, I'm sorry. Conversation rules the nation. That's what the pimps say. So having conversations is what eases the tension. Not having conversations and condemning is what fuels the tension. Having conversations, civil discourse, is what fuses tension. Letting people get their point across without condemnation, it calms everything down. Because when two people sit down, they may actually agree on certain things, even though they're opposed. I see it all the time in debates. I watch a lot of debates. I see it all the time. Well, let's continue. Let's continue. Looking for the Zohran. Where he at?
Hiding. We're done. We're done being tortured and hurt and judged. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be upon, of Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. So I want you to repeat after me. I want to hear it in every single district. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. Say it as if the Ummah depends on this, my brothers and sisters. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is God worthy of worship except Allah, the God of Jesus, the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, and the God of the last and final prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Boy, listen, when you hear that, oh, God, when you hear all that, it's over. Get out, listen, get out of Dodge. If you're anywhere and you hear them talking like this, get out of there. Jesse Lee Peterson said, somebody getting decapitated. Get out of there. Get out of there. That man said, we want Islam in every home. I'm going to ask y'all a question again. We've been over there fighting in what they call the Middle East for all these years. And the more we fight, the more the Muslim population in the U.S. and Western countries rises. Why is that? Why is it the more the U.S. fights in the Middle East, the more America and other Western countries in Europe get filled up with Muslims? It's crazy.
Literally, the entire current Muslim population in the U.S. came here after 9/11. In the 1990s, there were between 500,000 and 1 million Muslims in this country. That's it. Now there are more than 4.5 million. The Muslim population has more than quadrupled since 9/11. Now, on the other hand, guess what's happened to the Christian population in Iraq during that same period? Well, it went from 1.5 million Christians to around 200,000. Why is that? Well, they were ethnically cleansed. They were terrorized. They were killed. They were forced to leave. Meanwhile, some of our most important cities, the centers of our economy, were flooded with Muslims. And we were told to welcome these people and give them refuge from their third world hellholes because, after all, they're just as American as we are.
And that's the problem right there. This is why America First is so important. Because once white people are out of the picture, it's over. Look at the Muslim population rise in just 30 years. It went from 500,000 to 4.5 million. 30 years. And rising. And rising. So we have to have another, a real, a real in-depth meeting about this Muslim invasion and also fighting in the Middle East. I'm serious because it's crazy. Like we're fighting terrorists in the Middle East, but they all coming over here getting in government. Like what? That's equivalent to you getting rid of rats out of your house, throwing them outside, and they run back in through the back door. That's what it's like. The war on terror is literally you getting rats, throwing them outside, and those rats go right back around back and come back in the house through the back. That's literally what it's like. Today's title is America's Second Mayor Zohran Mamdani. How did y'all manage to get a Muslim, Marxist, communist, socialist, terrorist? How did y'all manage to get all that in one mayor? How? There was a clip where it's Mamdani on stage with everybody running for mayor. And you think about psychology, right? Think about everybody on stage saying, where's the first place you would visit? Everybody says Israel. Everybody on stage says Israel. Then Mamdani says, I visit the 5 boroughs. Now, who do you think the people are going to look at from that snapshot right there? Because I believe that was a very pivotal and powerful moment right there. But who do you believe the people, when they watch that, everybody say Israel? This is psychology now. Everybody say Israel, but one guy says the 5 boroughs. Who do you think by default people are going to gravitate towards? Him. Him. So, again, a lot of this pandering, a lot of this pontificating, this stuff is cost. It cost. Because what y'all were supposed to say was, we're going to visit America. We're going to visit America. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with visiting Israel. I'm saying, but if you're running, trying to get votes from American people, then you kind of going to have to care to the American people. Mamdani said he's going to the 5 boroughs. The majority of New Yorkers are going to agree with that. The majority of New Yorkers are going to agree with him saying that statement. I'm just telling y'all. It's psychology. The one person that goes against the grain, that's the one that stands out. Casually conservative said he's definitely going to Israel. Yeah, of course. I mean, of course he going. He going. Oh no, you going. You can go to the 5 boroughs, but when you leave the 5 boroughs, get on the plane because you going. But this is how I want to show this real quick. This was hilarious.
Not with you guys, 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only, Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice.
I'm going to ask y'all a question. When did Floyd Mayweather find time to be pro-Israel? Now, we done seen Floyd Mayweather for a very long time, and he ain't never did nothing like this. So my question is, when did he find time to be pro-Israel? But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
And what we keep hearing is, why, Floyd, why? Well, my best friend is Jewish. This is my brother.
I ain't never seen. Now, this is what I mean. This is what makes people lose credibility. Everybody knows that Floyd Mayweather is lying. Everybody knows this. Then he says this guy right here is his best friend. Have you ever seen Floyd Mayweather with this guy right here? Have you ever seen Floyd Mayweather with this guy right here? Have you ever, hold up, he said it was his best friend. So when he was in a strip club, I didn't see him. When he was putting his hands on the women, I didn't see him. When he was buying Bugattis, I didn't see him. Is that his accountant? Is it his lawyer? Who is this guy who's his so-called best friend that we've never seen? This is how you lose credibility. You can support something and not be a brown noser. You can support something and not sell your soul. Like you can support Israel and not do all this. Like you can, come on, man, you gotta do all this.
It's gonna be fun. If you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me.
And what's crazy is like the people in the audience knows that he isn't, like they know he's not genuine. Like there's no way anybody believes that Floyd Mayweather. I want him to spell Jewish. I want him to spell it. If he can spell Jewish, if he can spell Israel, if he can spell Tel Aviv, if he can spell Jerusalem, if he can spell it, I believe it. Matter of fact, I'll keep it simple. If he can spell Gaza, I believe it.
No matter what it is, when it is, when you call on me, I'm there for you guys. Always. I don't care social media. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be a voice, I'm gonna be the voice, I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna stand strong, and no matter what I go through, no matter how much backlash I get, I live my life for me.
And then another problem is people are taking harder stances for Israel than they are their own like causes. Like, you know what I mean? Like Floyd Mayweather is doing this. What about your community? What about your people? Come on, man. I done seen Floyd Mayweather cuss his daddy and his uncle out like a dog. But then I see him on stage here saying he with them 100. I don't know, man. I just, listen, you can support what you want to support, but I'm just saying, man, you ain't gotta be this ridiculous. I'm not either, Skip. I ain't going there either. For what? Let's continue.
The Republican Party is melting down in the same way that the Democratic Party did. And Democrats attached on to ideas that were not largely agreed upon by Americans. And then now the Republican Party seems to be following suit. And oddly, trigger warning, I'm about to say that the Heritage...
Let me address this real quick. I agree with most of your takes, brother. However, Erica is a grieving widow who is in survival mode with young children. She needs our prayers. Listen. We are not going to agree on everything. We're not. I've watched enough of Erica Kirk to make my assessment. My heart goes to the children. You know, my heart grieves for the children. So I agree with half of your statement. But my heart doesn't grieve for Erica because I don't believe she's genuine. I just don't. I believe she's a bad actress. I don't know what they got going on, but I just don't trust it. That doesn't mean that I want Erica Kirk canceled. You know, it doesn't mean I want TP USA destroyed. Like, it don't mean none of that. It's just that I'm just observing some things, and it's not because it's Erica Kirk. It could be anybody acting like her. I would say the same thing. I said the Will Smith Chris Rock slap was fake. He was like, no, that was real. I said it was fake. Bad acting. That's what I said about that. So it ain't really personal. Thank you for the comment, but it ain't really personal. But I do pray for everybody, though. You know, I pray for Erica Kirk to, repent, or get some acting classes. One of the two.
The Republican Party is melting down in the same way that the Democratic Party did. And Democrats attached on to ideas that were not largely agreed upon by Americans. And then now the Republican Party seems to be following suit. And oddly, trigger warning, I'm about to say that the Heritage Foundation is the only adult in the room not calling for cancellation, but calling for conversation, not calling for the end of people, but calling for coalition building, that we don't all have to agree with each other. But we can look at anything that's happening and realize that we, the people, are winning, that the long-standing ideas that have been controlling everything, they're crumbling. And even the most establishment figures and entities are having to agree with the American people. And so I think it's time that we remember, we, the people, there is more slaves than there is masters, and we get to rise. We're winning. It's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual battle, and we are winning. And the evidence is all around us. And the last breaths of a dying empire are trying to grasp on to any bits of control. But the decentralized communication, internet, and Substack and all the ways that we can communicate with each other makes it impossible to garner the level of control that has once been held over media. So we the people are winning.
So I'm just going to piggyback on her point. You know, the Democratic Party collapsed, I guess, back in 2020, and especially after Kamala lost. Now the Republican Party is going through its collapse. But again, you just see how fragile these parties truly are. That's all. You just see that it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's not founded on anything, because if these events and individuals can destroy a party, then the party's not strong. It was never strong. So I think what we have to do is we have to get back to real people getting back into politics. We have to get back to actual real people who actually care about America getting back into politics. Not people going in there for money, not people going in there for status or fame, but people that actually care about America. You can see my shirt. Hold on. Michelle, Kamala, Keisha, Stacy, Tamika. That was Molly Egelhart. You can find her Talk to Molly. She has a new YouTube channel she's trying to get off the ground. So if y'all could go and subscribe. But let's continue. Somebody asked a question. With both parties collapsing, won't that create a vacuum? If so, what would fill it? A uniparty. A uniparty. Which I said last year on Cutting Through the Culture. That's what we are moving to. A uniparty. Because you can see that it was the left canceling, now it's the right. You're going to see this trend happen more often than not. You're going to see what the left was doing, the right's going to start doing. And then one day, you will not be able to tell them apart. And that's when you know it's over. And that's when you know it's over.
No need for that. We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Yes, we are, bro.
There's no need for that. We're on the same side, guys. It's mad the way the left joins up with people who hate them because logic evades them. The same thing happened in Iran. Look at this picture. This picture is from 1979. Photo of two Iranian leftist women joyfully celebrating Khomeini's return. So a Muslim getting into power. A front woman, Maryam Rafi was her name, was executed in 1988 with mass killings of political prisoners. The woman in the back fled from Iran and went to Sweden. They advocated for their destruction. Iran used to be pretty progressive and used to look like this. Not what you think. Until the left and Muslims joined together to overthrow the government and put a Muslim in charge. Oh, it's comical. And you have the same thing happen in England.
Crazy. Crazy.
No need for that. We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Yes, we are, bro.
There's no.
We're on the same side, bro. No, we're not. Allahu Akbar. Kill this infidel. I'm missing something.
Hamtramck, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Richardson, Texas, Muslim. Vice President of the Minneapolis City Council, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. New York City mayoral candidate, Muslim. Minneapolis mayor candidate, Muslim. Islam is the third largest religion in the United. Around 6 to 8 million Muslims in U.S. 2,769 mosques were counted in the 2020 U.S. Mosque Survey. The number of mosques has nearly tripled since 2000. Around 300 Islamic schools in the U.S. About 30,000 Americans convert to Islam per year. In 2023, Muslims became the majority in Dearborn, making up approximately 55% of the city's 110,000 residents. Major urban centers, especially in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Detroit, and Washington, D.C., conversion to Islam in large cities and in prisons have also contributed to its growth over the years. New Jersey has the largest Muslim population by percentage, with 3% of the total population being Muslim.
My goodness. I can't even understand how a person that was raised in America would even want to be a Muslim. Like, you've had this freedom your whole life. But I think part of it is they reject Western culture so much. They reject the church so much. They reject it's anti-white. It's anti-white. This whole Islam conversion is just being anti-white. That's all. They want to get as far away from white as possible and get with something radical. It's crazy. Tierra said, everybody knows that Muslims seek to conquer. But the selling point, Tierra, is they're going to conquer white people. That's the selling pitch. We're not going to conquer you, we're going to conquer white people. So everybody's in. That's why I say it's anti-white. It's anti-white. This Islamic conversion is anti-white. Because everybody wanting to be a Muslim is because they hate white people. That's it. Even the white people. Right, JV Chanel and Muhammad's white. He sure was. Let's continue.
Came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we as Muslims here in this part of the world have an agenda. What we're not trying to do is to assimilate into the American way. We're not trying to be like other Americans. That's not our agenda.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters.
So that was Zohran Mamdani. I don't know where he was at, but obviously Muslim. And this guy talking, listen to what he says.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, that we as Muslims here in this part of the world have an agenda. What we're not trying to do is to assimilate into the American way. We're not trying to be like other Americans. That's not our agenda.
So when he says we're not trying to be like other Americans, he's talking about white people. He's talking about white. He's talking about white. That's code for white. It's anti-whiteism. And that's why it's so popular. And I blame the media. I blame the media for it. Blame the schools for it. Making folks feel like a victim and then making white folks feel guilty. I blame the media and the schools. Hollywood. Let's continue. Rico said, no assimilation. Why come to a white country? To conquer for the resources. It's the same mentality as if they were in war. They come to America to conquer they want the resources. They want the infrastructure already ready made. So America's already ready and primed for a conquering. So that's where everybody wants to come and conquer. You got Vegas, you got New York, you got LA, you got everything. You got different climates, terrains, you got hot, you got cold, you got mountains, you got everything. Yeah, we want this. We want that. Make enough white folks feel guilty, it's gonna happen. Okay, let me see.
One, two, three.
I'm glad. I'm glad because y'all finna get terrorized. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Y'all about to get I can't wait to see it. Boy, he about to terrorize y'all. Black folks about to get terrorized. I can't wait. Oh, I'm so happy. Somebody said this is the best night of my life. It surely is. Because I would love to be a fly on the wall when he takes off and he starts tearing y'all. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Look at black folks just in the club, just not a care in the world. Just think they won something. Just because he's not white, they think they won. You know how slow you gotta be to think because somebody isn't white, they're good. Because he's not white, he's good. They don't know a single policy. All they know is that he's not white and he's not Christian. Okay, we'll vote for him. He's white. He's not white. He's not a Christian. He has our vote. Crazy. When I was a young farm boy, my grandmother told me about chickens coming home to roost. So chicken coming home to roost have never made me sad. In fact, it's made me glad. It's never made me sad. In fact, it's made me glad. What is this video right here?
This is the most important video you're going
to the Capitol.
Oh, here goes the media. Look how easy the media is. I'm going to show this real quick.
up against total corruption.
The following clip.
Listen to this.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell.
But Trump didn't, in fact, say this at all.
No, he didn't.
The BBC spliced together two clips that took place 54 minutes apart. So let's go through it again.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
Now, see there, between Capitol and, that's a cut. Here's what Trump actually said.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
It's different. It wasn't until nearly an hour later that he then said the second part of the BBC's version.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the narrative that was spun that nearly caused a civil war was fabricated by the BBC. What else do you think they're making up?
So, just that easy. It's so easy to take somebody out of context. It's just easy. That's why I don't trust the media. That's why I don't trust the media, because they can leave out one word or add one word. It's too much manipulation. It's just too much manipulation. Let me see, what is this?
They're emptying out, but you can put it in the case right here. You don't have to wait. Okay, thank you. Thank you for voting. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is Pima. It should be Pima County, Arizona.
They're emptying out, but you can put it in the case right here. You don't have to wait. Okay, thank you. Thank you for voting. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This was on Tuesday. Literally in broad daylight. In broad daylight. Now these ballots are supposed to be counted somewhere. They're supposed to be taken to a separate, just broad daylight. That's supposed to be monitored and regulated.
We are showing them love, but they didn't see. I don't know whether I'll be the next. But for me, I've already told my family, my members, if they kidnap me, nobody should contribute 1 kobo. My grave will speak. My blood will raise war that will lead to Christian liberation. That day is coming. I'm just waiting for them. Even I will tell them, please kill me quickly. Because nobody will bring cover. And if they call home, they will tell them our daddy covenant last week that we should never pay a kobo. Please kill him. Because my blood will be useful while I'm in the grave. It will fight to finish. And I know Jesus has approved that for me. I speak, I'll be more dangerous in the world of the dead. I will not even be in the world of the dead. I will ascend to paradise. But from paradise, I will make the Muslim uncomfortable that will lead them to repent and accept Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. That day is coming. That's my own desire of my heart. And Jesus says, I will give you the desire of your heart. God says, I will give you the desire of your heart. I want to see Muslim repenting, Fulani repenting, accepting Jesus as their personal Savior. Thank you, my brothers. God is us. Those of you that you have supported us through the media, through the social media, God will never forsake you. God will say, I was hungry.
So I don't know if y'all can understand it, but what he's saying is, if he gets kidnapped, he basically wants them to kill him so his blood can be spilled and so that he can terrorize them from paradise. That's what he's saying. He's saying because he had a video that went viral and he's probably their next target. And he's like, if they come to get me, they might as well just go ahead and kill me so my blood can be spilled on the earth. And so that's what he's just talking about his death, which is probably going to happen.
You fit me. I was sick. You visited me and taking care of me. I was in prison. You visited me. I was wounded, persecuted. You stood by me. Then God will say, well done, my servant. Those of you that you have supported us, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you from my heart. God see us through. In Jesus' name I pray.
Aaron said you gotta close your eyes and listen because you look, you're gonna get confused. That's hilarious.
Nothing. After this is all said and done, I'm going to hire the marketing campaign manager for Zohran Mamdani. Whoever the marketing campaign manager is for Zohran Mamdani is worth his or her weight in gold. How you can hide a wolf in sheep's clothing, especially here in New York City, you got to be a magician. Take a look at this video. Take a look at this video where these people strategically place this person exactly where they think he is supposed to be to win more votes. Take a look at this video. Here he is again, duping out the black community. And then I'm gonna come back and tell you exactly what I see.
1, 2, 3.
Nothing you can do, the lights will inspire you.
Only in Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, only with Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
But he's not from New York. He's infiltrated the country. Smoke and mirrors has mesmerized all of you. He's from Uganda. Nothing will be free. Doesn't care about your family. Surely doesn't care about mine. You know what they say about vampires? They can't enter your home unless you invite them in.
So again, I go back to that scene. Let me find this scene. Y'all check out my boy, the right wing Rico with Rico Limbaugh. Not Rush Limbaugh, but Rico Limbaugh. I'm trying to find, here we go. I'm trying to find the clip, you all, where he's there with the people running for mayor, and it's just on stage with mayors. Let me see. Man, I'm trying to find the clip. I can't find it, y'all. It's a part of this clip right here. Let me go to the clip real quick because
More quick.
I want to play.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I've said in a UJA questionnaire that I believe that you need not travel to Israel to stand up for Jewish New Yorkers. And that is what I will be doing as the mayor. I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
No,
as a state with equal rights.
He won't,
he won't say it has a right to exist
as a Jewish state. Be very clear.
And his answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike you, I answer questions very directly.
All right,
and I want to be very clear. I believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you?
Again, whether you agree with this man or not, the mere fact that he's doing this gives him what they call street cred. It's horrible that he got elected mayor, but this is what gives him street. If everybody in the room is saying one thing, and that's the commercial answer to say, and he says something the opposite, people gonna look at him. That's just psychology. It's psychology. He said, I'm gonna visit. He said, I believe you don't have to go to Israel to support Jewish people. I'll be like, and it's a shame. It is. It's truly a shame. We got an outright communist as the mayor of New York. An outright communist. Tierra said 90% of black people voted for him. Of course they did. He ain't white. He's not white. He says he's for the people. I'm going to give y'all free stuff. Who ain't going to like him? He in New York. He promising free stuff, and he ain't white, and he ain't going to Israel. He won. I'm not going to Israel. I'm going to give y'all free stuff, and I ain't white. Game over. He won. It's terrible. Right, Donna, they all lying. He ain't the only one lying. They all lying. Cuomo got an Emmy. Cuomo got an Emmy for reporting on COVID. Think about this. He got an Emmy award for his reports on COVID. They gave him an Emmy. I said, man, this is all a script. How you get an Emmy for reporting statistics and data? How do you get an Emmy for reporting on data statistics? The man got an Emmy. It's all a script. But if I say it ain't real, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So this is my boy Rico. This is his main page. The Single Boyfriend. It's a hilarious name. This is Rico, my main channel. Now, Laugh Out Loud. Good looking out, Blanche. I'm doing daily episodes now. Hopefully, I can get you on some episodes, fam. Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know. I will be happy to come on. Let me know. Just give me the time and the date. But yeah, this is my boy Rico. This is his new page. Not his new page, but this is the page he wants y'all to follow. The Single Boyfriend. Thank you for that super sticker too. Matter of fact, let me just go through them. Thank you. Will, Mamdani, like Obama, like Ilhan Omar, like Rashida Tlaib, is not a real practicing Muslim. These reps are gay, women, liberal, and not following the strict rules of Islam. Not Muslim, just anti-white. I agree. Just anti-white. That's all it takes. Because anti-white will do the same thing in Islam. What I'm saying is that anti-white will achieve the same job as anything else. Like anti-whiteism is going to destroy what everything else will destroy. The only difference is that anti-whiteism has zero pushback. Thank you, Cruise Missile, always supporting. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate it. But let's continue. We may have time for one more. Maybe two more. I know. Sorry, not that one. Maybe two more.
1% in New York City contributes around half of the personal income taxes. And they just elected someone who is openly hostile towards that 1%. Basically ran a whole campaign on being hostile towards that 1%. So all of these super far left-wingers that vastly overestimate their contribution to New York City, they think they carry the city on their shoulders, they're going to find out what that city looks like when you scare away that top 1%, when you scare away roughly half of your personal income tax revenue. You're going to find out what a city looks like when it does defund the police because they don't have the funds to even fund them if they wanted to. You're going to find out what it looks like when street cleaning is underfunded. You're going to find out what it looks like when buses are free and they basically become 24/7 homeless shelters. You're going to find out what all of your delusional policies look like when you scare away the very people that you resent, those top 1%ers that you see as these supervillains, when actually without them, the city falls apart.
So basically, you see the play here. You drive out the folks with the money, and now you left with the carnage. Now think about this communist Muslim wanting to bring about socialism in a city like New York. Remember those movies with Russell, what's his name? What's his name? He was in the movie Big Trouble in Little China. What's that guy's name? Kurt Russell. Remember Kurt Russell? Escape from New York? That's what it's going to be like. Escape from New York, Escape from LA. That's what it's going to be. Imagine the foreshadow of Escape from New York and Escape from LA, how the cities were predicted for the future. They picked New York and LA to be just the cesspools of America. Oh, his name was Snake Dresden in the movie. Okay, what did I want to show y'all before we go?
Bad. Danielle Grant is starving.
I know, I'm trying to see if I can get some food because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow. So we're going to try to make ends meet and we can.
Desperate for food, nowhere to go, Grant and many others got to the Hope Line today just to make an appointment to come back later in the week for food. Resources are slim, leaving 40% of Bronxites without money to feed themselves. Some still in shock.
You heard things before, but it's like, they're not gonna let people starve. That's ridiculous, but it's like, no, that's literally like what's happening.
I'm trying to figure out how are y'all fat and oppressed? How are y'all fat and oppressed? Just make that make sense. That's all. Just make it make sense for me. How are y'all fat and oppressed? Fat and oppressed?
Palestinians live. It is called Al Abib. You know what that means? Slave.
You know, this smart, beautiful black woman is correct. Where are the campus protests?
Cap.
For the 11,000 black slaves in Palestinian neighborhoods. Nowhere. In the Middle East, black people are openly called abid. That literally means slaves. And it doesn't stop there. Even the Arab-owned stores in the United States openly still use the word when talking about African Americans. Look at this candy. Do you know what that says in Arabic? Ras al-Bidid. It translates to head of the slave. It's actually a popular chocolate for Arab buyers in the Middle East. And it's still actually getting sold under that name. If you go on eBay right now, you'll see it. Fact check me. They're not hiding the racism. Slavery is a cultural norm. And nobody in those protests seems to care because there's no Jews.
I didn't know he was going to say that. But I think the irony of black people supporting Islam and Arabs, and when culturally they don't fool with them. Like, it's crazy. They don't fool with them. Tierra said, what's the Hebrew translation? Right. Be interesting to know. One more video, one more.
Who hates black people? Black people. You know who can't stand to see black people succeed? Black people. But white supremacy is the problem, right? Okay. Yet it is black people who commit the most violence against black people. And when black people kill other black people, it is black people who tell them that's gangster. Because black lives don't matter to black people until white people end them. Which means it takes white people to get you people to care about our people. But white supremacy is the problem, right? Okay. Yet it is black people who have made blackness synonymous with ignorance by insisting that degeneracy, self-destruction, and street culture are a fundamental part of black culture. It is black people who have made blackness synonymous with victimhood by telling black people that they're not black enough if they don't believe that white people are their oppressors. But white supremacy is the problem, right? Okay. Matter of fact, maybe you're right. Because the black people who've convinced other black people that they can't get ahead without the acceptance, assistance, and permission of white people sure sound a lot like white supremacists to me.
It is so refreshing witnessing more and more so-called black Americans expose how toxic black American culture really is in 2025. It's a joke. It's nothing but toxic. I mean, sagging your pants is part of this culture. Twerking everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. Graduations, restaurants, is part of this culture. Using the N-word religiously is part of this culture. I mean, at this point, the N-word is part of their vocabulary. It's used every second. See,
and the problem is that black people have still not understood that it is their culture. They are suffering from a culture that is anti-God and that is anti-Western culture. That's why Black people are struggling. That's why. Because their culture is against the very place where they live. If you take Black culture right now and try to go build a nation with it, it wouldn't work. They'd kill each other. If you take Black culture, Black people, and put them somewhere to quote unquote go thrive, you come back in a year and it will be literally called the Badlands. It will literally be called the Badlands, the Badlands. Because the culture won't allow you to build, to be innovative, to create structure and order. The culture won't allow it. The culture is filled with lust and sin, wickedness and evil and violence, sex. That's Black culture. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is just look how Black people are marketed to. I will tell you everything. When the Democrats talk to Black people, they mention criminal justice reform and abortions. And now they're starting to add trans kids. That's all they talk about with Black folks. They talk about Black folks getting their right to vote, and they can already vote. I'll never forget Stacey Abrams said, vote for me so I can help y'all get y'all right to vote. Oh my goodness. Vote for me so I can help y'all get your right to vote.
They call themselves the N-word proudly. Dumb. Let's not forget how if you call the police on the criminal to remove the criminal, right? To them, that's snitching. Yes, they basically support criminals. They support Black Lives Matter. They support all the trash you can think of. It is a joke. So I'm glad more and more people are just calling this culture out for what it is, garbage. It's nothing but trash at this point. If there's a reset button for Black American culture, it needs to be pressed ASAP because it is trash.
LARPing for Cash said, Noah prayed that the hair of Ham's descendants would not grow beyond their ears, and that wherever his descendants met the children of Shem, the latter would enslave them all. It's from the Tabari D 923. He said, at the Blacks. Oh, that's hilarious. While Japheth beget all those who are full-faced with small eyes, and Shem beget everyone who is handsome of face with beautiful hair. This is who populated the earth. You know, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. But then when he got to Ham, he said, y'all gonna be bald-headed and y'all gonna be enslaved. Anybody listen, I love y'all, and I will see you all soon. Want y'all take care, have a good night. And I got one more super sticker. Thank you, Miss Pamela. Thank you so much, Pamela Callahan, for the super sticker. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Listen, love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Thank you.